What's going on, y'all? It's JD Piquel. Today on CFP with JD, CFP with JD, we're going to tell you what the final college football playoff rankings will look like. Welcome into CFB with JD, the people's channel for all things college football content on YouTube. Y'all drive the show. Armstrong Sims, Jack McKenzie, they do the heavy lifting. So here's the deal. College football playoff rankings, they came out on Tuesday, but guess what? We told you what they look like on Monday, didn't we? We told you. It's the exact same thing as we said. At 1, you got Georgia. 2, you got Michigan. 3, Alabama. 4, you have Cincinnati, college football playoff committee's worst nightmare. At 5, you have Oklahoma State. At 6, you have Notre Dame. 7, a partridge in a pear tree. So listen, Selection Sunday, it's coming up. It's going to be right after the games, and we appreciate that, but you know what we do here. We keep it ahead of schedule. We don't make you wait for the games to be played or for the final rankings to come out. We're just going to tell you right now what it's going to look like on Selection Sunday. So go ahead, grab onto whoever's next to you, and just hold on tight for the ride because it's going to be a whole lot of chaos. At number 1, we got Georgia. So listen, they got a big game with Alabama. It's going to be the SEC title game. College game day, everybody and their mother will be there. Us and our mothers will be here, actually at the Big 12 title game, which we'll get to in a minute. Mom will not be at the Big 12 title game, just for clarification. But listen, this will be an enormous game. Georgia is just going to, I don't want to say blow them out. They're not going to blow them out. Let me make that very clear. But what I want to see is, can Alabama run the football? Because right now they got injuries at the backfield. They got really a lot of problems in that regard. In Georgia, they don't have to commit too many guys up front to try and stop the run. What I do want to see, if Alabama and a Nick Saban coach defense kind of figured out, which they've been known to do in SEC title games, can they take away weapons from Stetson Bennett? Can they take away that run game? Can they maybe score a few points and force their hand of the Georgia offense? Can they make Stetson Bennett be the guy to try and beat them? If that's the case, Stetson Bennett, can you do it? Obviously, I think they can. I think Georgia wins that game. I don't know if they cover the 6.5, but I do think they win that game. I think it'll be a really tight one, to be honest with you. So at number 2, committee's got Michigan. Okay, we had Michigan. Michigan plays Iowa for the Big Ten title game. And this one I kind of went back and forth on because it's a really good matchup, honestly, for Iowa. Iowa runs the ball well. They're going to defend the run well. They kind of play similar styles of offense and defense. Here's what it comes down to. Michigan, they are going to get after the passer, and they're going to stop the run on 1st and 2nd down. So 3rd down, you got Big Hutch, a lot of people's Heisman choice, coming after you at quarterback. I think that's just too much. I think Michigan has too much firepower, too many horses for Iowa to keep pace scoring-wise, and I like Michigan for your number 2 spot in the final college football playoff ranking. So then at number 3, like I said, Bama loses. So they're not number 3. So who do you put at number 3? Well, then I think you got to look right at number 5 at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, Big 12 title dance with Baylor. That will be a really interesting game because it's the 2nd time that team's going to play. The first time Oklahoma State won in Stillwater, but neither of these teams look the same as they did in that game. They've both, I think, matured to taking some steps, adapted, and become better football teams because of it. Will Baylor have their starting quarterback, Gary Bohannon? We will see. I don't really think it matters. Dave Aranda, one of the best head coaches in college football right now. I said it. Also, the best adapter, to my knowledge, in college football right now. I don't think this Baylor team is going to be an easy out the 2nd time. So for that reason, I think that Oklahoma State actually loses that game. So I don't think they take the number 3 spot. So what do you put at number 3? Well, who was number 4? You got to look right at the Cincinnati Bearcats. And a lot of people had them at, what am I saying right now? I'm trying to find our old Cincinnati Bearcats on here. There they are. A lot of people had them at 4, just sneaking in, but I'm telling you, the chaos that's going to ensue with Bama losing, Oklahoma State losing, they don't just make it in, they make it in with a spot to spare. So at number 4, who moves up? A head coachless Notre Dame. And can you imagine the storylines that we're going to be reading on Sunday and Monday when Notre Dame makes the college football playoff at number 4 without Brian Kelly a head coach? Take it a step further, they haven't even named an interim head coach. Marcus Freeman, who I think just about everybody would assume is going to be the guy to be the interim head coach, they haven't named him yet. Why? I don't know, but I know Brian Kelly is making a lot of moves to get him over to LSU and make him the highest paid assistant in college football. Keep an eye on that because you have a head coachless Notre Dame. Now, how does the committee treat that? We'll see, but I don't think they're ever going to have any choice to put him at 4. Why don't you put him at 3? No conference championship game. Don't have the head-to-head with Cincinnati. So, Irish, congrats. Luck of the Irish prevails again. You're in. NBC, good looks. sitting right at 4. Still have a nice little date with Georgia. So at number 5, remember Baylor? We talked about them earlier beating Oklahoma State. They're sitting at number 9 right now. I think they catapult all the way up to number 5. I think they're sitting right there as a 2-loss conference champion. Heartbreak for everybody in Waco. But if you told me Dave Aranda in his second season after going 2-7 a year ago is going to be the 5th best team in the country when the Selection Sunday rankings come out, good night. This is enormous for Baylor. They will continue to build on this. Dave Aranda staying in Waco is huge, and it's trouble for the rest of the college football landscape because they're building a force in Waco. So number 5, not bad after just 2 wins a year ago. So at number 6, I think you got Alabama. I think they fall, but I don't think they fall out of the top 6. And this honestly should tell everybody that is asking for more parity to just chill out a little bit. Because everyone's saying, hey, we don't want to see Alabama in the playoff every year. We don't want to see Ohio State in the playoff every year. Well, you got it. So let's just start there. You got your parity you wanted. But if you don't want to see Alabama in the playoff, then you shouldn't expand it much farther than 6. My own opinion. Take it or leave it. A 2-loss Alabama is going to be in the playoff every single year if we go past 4 teams. I think 6 is the right number. Another video for another time, which we will do, don't you worry, in the, I'm not going to call it the offseason, the not football time. We'll call it the preseason. Very long preseason here at CFP with JD. But I think they're getting at number 6. I've already spoken too long. So again, take a look here. Georgia at 1, Michigan at 2, Cincinnati at 3, not 4, but at 3. First group of 5 team to make it in, a head coachless Notre Dame at 4, Baylor at 5, Alabama at 6. Those are going to be your final college football playoff rankings. Chaos will ensue. It will be a glorious day. It will be a glorious championship Saturday, so I'd encourage you, lock in, have some fun, and enjoy the madness that is about to ensue. The party will roll on. We will see y'all next time.